a very interesting family talk show. Akorfa is not here, but definitely here in spirit. Akorfa, good morning. Well, this month is Father's Month, and we'll be focusing on the men for all the good and all the bad reasons. Men are special, and of course, without men, I'm wondering how the world would be like. The world would have been some way, pa. So, as part of our men series, we'll be discussing the topic why men cheat. Why men cheat? This topic has generated lots of controversy, but we'll face it today. And I have very able guys, very tough guys to handle the topic for me, and they're already seated in the studio. Guys, you're welcome.
Thank you, sir.
How does the topic sound to you?
Normal, normal and cool.
I think it's a minefield.
It's a minefield.
You're taking us to the firing squad.
So you have to tread cautiously. So please tread cautiously. But before, let me introduce you first. I have three able gentlemen in the studio. Let me start with Mr. Richard Kojo Enim. Mr. Richard Kojo Enim is a management consultant. Is a corporate manager as well with a sister radio station. Richard, you're welcome.
Thank you so much, Mr. T.
It's great to have you here.
It's a pleasure, always.
I don't know whether for this topic it's a good or bad reason to be here. I only say good luck to you.
Yeah.
Then we also have Don Larry. Mr. Don Larry is a business development and events consultant. Larry, you're welcome.
Thank you, bro.
And it's also great to have you in the studio.
And good to be here. This is home.
This is home, yeah.
This is home.
Yeah, and I wish you good luck too.
Thank you.
And of course, Mr. Stephen Khan, a businessman. Steve, you're welcome.
Thank you, sir. Thank you.
Right. Before we get into the main subject, I want us, we've just entered the first half of the year. No, we are ending the first half of the year. So we've entered June. So in a way, we've crossed the first half of the year. Very soon the year will be coming to an end. Beginning of the year, we made some resolutions and we want to achieve something for 2024. Steve, I know you do. No, Richard.
Yes.
I know you do training for individuals and for corporate organizations, right?
That's right.
Yeah, and I'm sure you help people draw their New Year resolutions,
certainly, yes,
their goals for the year,
exactly,
how they can achieve it,
exactly,
and all that. And we've crossed the first half of the year.
Yes.
And if somebody is not achieving, or somebody is struggling to achieve, because let's face it, the system is tough.
Yeah, extremely tough.
Yeah, system is tough. So people have lots of plans, but how to achieve it is becoming a problem.
Deal,
yeah. What is the one thing, the one thing that you advise people to have in mind or to do if they really want to achieve their end year plans?
I think largely, thank you so much, Mr. T, for the opportunity to be here. I think largely it has to do with discipline. Discipline is the one most important aspect of fulfilling a New Year resolution. It is so easy to shift it aside because of the exigencies of the situation. But when you are disciplined and you are bent on achieving it, you overlook the challenges that come around. When the discipline is tough, you withstand. You develop the shock absorbers. As for the shocks, they will come. Some of them not by your fault, environmental, external. But when the discipline, the focus is solid, you'll be able to weather the storm and then be able to achieve it. All other reasons are not as strong as discipline, because discipline is so important that that will make you overlook those challenges and then forge ahead.
Right. Yes. Right. I like that discipline. Steve, you have something to add. You're a businessman. You face the challenges all the time.
Yeah, sure. When it comes to New Year resolutions and resolutions we make, I think around June, you should probably be doing an audit,
right,
to see what goals you set, realistic goals, were they achievable, what are the challenges, and then I'll select what should be done and which ones of them you can achieve. By now, which ones are realistic? You don't start where I want to build a house, I want to do all of that. What is the path to get to that point?
Right.
So you now do an audit to see which of the ones that you said is achievable, concentrate on that so that at the end of the year, you can take some boxes on your list and then now put the rest as you go on to achieve them and work harder for that as well.
And if somebody does the audit and realize that he's nowhere near what he planned to do, should there be hope for the person?
Then I think the goals were not realistic, because you set goals, you should have a plan. There should be a clear-cut steps that you have set to be able to get there. You wanted to buy a car. You have 2,000 cedis in your account. How do you suppose you can buy a car? It's not realistic. So then you should be able to sit down and know that the stuff you said you wanted to achieve were not smart. You should set smart goals that have an easy way to, or a simpler way to achieve them, and then work towards to get to that.
Right. And help me revise my notes. If we say smart goals, then we are talking about specific. The goal should be specific. It should be measurable.
Achievable.
It should be achievable.
Realistic.
It should be realistic, and then it should be time bound. Okay,
Yes.
so that is the meaning of smart goals. Don Larry,
Yes, sir.
what would you have to tell people as they push themselves to achieve their 2024 plans?
I think that we should listen in terms of advice. You know, when you are fortunate for somebody to draw your attention, you need to sit back, analyze it, and take the good advice. Most of the time, you know, you've set goals and you want to achieve it. Like Richard said, you are not disciplined. It's not realistic. If you have the opportunity for somebody to advise you, that, bro, listen, this thing that you said you can do, I think you can do it in the other way around. Please pay attention. Most of the time, we don't listen. We think we know too much. And at the end of the day, the reverse is in front of us.
Exactly. And that means that we should have mentors, am I right?
Sure, of
mentors
course.
who can guide us and then tell us what to do.
Exactly. I mean, everybody needs a mentor. I mean, people have been there before. Whatever journey you are embarking on, people have been there before. Some fail, but they have still been through. They can share experiences. Some also succeed. Some time ago, I decided that I will not seek counsel from people who have failed on the path I want to take. But along the line, I revised my notes and felt that, okay, they might have failed, but their experiences are there to learn from, so you don't get to where they got to. So now I take advice from people who have succeeded in an area I'm going to, or those who have even failed, because I'll learn from their mistakes. So it's always good to have mentors who have enough experiences to share, because life without experiences is a hell. And that is why most marriages, and I love the topic, we'll get into it. Most marriages are struggling because there's not enough experiences before people get into marriage. You can't go to any school, be certificated that you are qualified married material. You start the journey and you have to deal with the challenges that come. And so mentors are good. Everybody should have a mentor.
Everybody should have a mentor. And
Very, very important. Like he said,
right.
I personally also don't listen to somebody who is not married. And sometimes you go for counseling and this man, he doesn't have any experience. He's not married before. He go and read one book from one old man who was drinking his beer. And he comes to tell you, I want to listen to somebody who has experience.
Right.
I did it this way. It did not work. And I did the other way around. It worked. So like he's saying, mentorship is very important.
Right.
And we need to pay attention to that.
And I think when we talk about mentors, it should be for every area of your life.
Exactly.
Of course.
You should have a spiritual mentor. You should have a business mentor. You should have a what?
Even marriage.
Yes, a marriage mentor. So that when it's business, you don't take your business issue to
The spiritual.
the spiritual.
And
Exactly.
Spiritualize everything.
And even the spiritual, you need to be very careful because they are
Of course.
419.
Of course. So I think the emphasis is you should get a good spiritual mentor.
Yes. And then you should be there. But we pray for everybody that you would realize your 2024 goals, and that is why we are passionate about this discussion, because we've entered into June, and before you know, the end of the year will be coming. But that's just an introduction. We are here to talk about why men cheat. Why men cheat? I staggered upon some statistics, and I want to read it. Research conducted over 2 decades, and it was actually led by a renowned professor, Nicholas Wolfenson. He says that 20 to 25% of married men cheat. 20 to 25%, which means that if we put about 4 to 5 men right now on a polygraph or a lie detector, it will catch one of them. It will catch one of them like a last stop or Pakwe last stop. We also have that for the women. I think for the women it's about 10 to 15%. And when we come to the unmarried men, it's over 30%, between 30 to 40% of single guys cheat. So I asked myself that why is the tendency for men to cheat so high? Is it in our DNA? Is it in our DNA? Who is bold enough to start for me?
No,
Okay, maybe I will start.
let Rich start.
Yes.
So, Mr. T, this topic is really dicey, but I will try to do justice to it.
Yes.
I am a realist
Okay.
and very pragmatic person. I mean, I face it as it is, because sometimes we overlook the fact and then we miss the point. I think that yes and no, more of yes than no, because that is in our blood. I mean, from time of creation up to date, if you look at the antecedents, the historical background of men, I mean, even those who have been close to God, I mean, those who were speaking to God directly and have the connection with God, if you check their records, it has not been easy with them to live with one woman for their entire life.
True.
Once upon a time, I heard Daki was being interviewed on TV, and then the interviewer asked him, Bishop, how easy is it for a man of God to live with one woman for the rest of his life? And that paused for about 10 seconds before answering the question. And he was like, it takes the special grace of God. You see the adjectives? It takes the special grace, not just the grace, special grace of God for a man of God, even the man of God, not a man, to live with to live with one woman for the entire period of his life. So there are some innate natural dynamics with men that has to do with experiencing different women. It is natural. Abraham did it. David. I don't know who's more closer to God than Abraham and David. These are people who God calls their friends. I mean, his friends. And so you wonder, even Solomon, the wisest, that's the craziest aspect of my own understanding. The wisest man, according to Bible, according to history, according to God. The wisest, he's supposed to know what is good and what is not good, what is the best and what is not the best. He had how many concubines? Several of them. How many wives? So you ask yourself.
And Samson, the strongest man.
The strongest man. These are people God, from. What I say? I mean, some of them God mentioned their name before they were even born. So you ask yourself, what is it? And so Mr. T, in fact, the experiences I've had, people I've spoken to have great mentors, like grown-ups who are established. Most of my friends are up there, and the others, like those I have you as well. And you can just understand that it is a problem that men have. I don't know whether it's a problem or not, but it is. We are confronted with it. Now, for you to be able to stay with one woman for the rest of your life, a few things should happen. Maybe along the line, when they have spoken, we'll enumerate some of the things that should happen for you to be able to stay with one woman.
Let's not go there so fast. I want to understand why men have that tendency. So, is it psychological? Is it their makeup? Or is it that they just cannot avoid the temptation? I want to understand why the statistics is high with men. Of course, let's clarify. It's not all men.
Of course, it's majority. No, it's majority.
The percentage is high.
I think the figures you were quoting is
it's higher than
this.
The reality is high.
This is high.
Far.
This is what the detector quotes.
But the reality is high.
The reality is
some people are smart.
Every 10
they are never caught.
In fact, the reality is that every 10 men, you should have about 7.
Somebody said the 11th commandment is that make sure you are not caught.
Make sure you're not
exactly. So it's the majority. Yes, it's the majority of men.
Let me come in here. I think it has to do with something much more deeper than just the men having the desire to cheat. Because if I have a little time, let me explain this a little bit. Women, when they have children, when they have sons, tend to give boys a lot of attention. So you have this young man growing up with a lot of attention from the mother, grows up, starts to work. She has that closeness with him, and then he gets the opportunity to meet a lot of women. Before that, I personally don't believe single men cheat, because it's a time for sampling. We need to be able to
make the right decision.
I mean, let me use the right words. we need to sample and make the right choice. You know, that's also the time for the woman to also impress the man, so that he can now decide and pick the sample. You know, and then after that, when the marriage ceremony is set, that's when the woman now sits on the seat. That's how come they are so happy during the weddings, because they've done a lot of work. You know, it took a lot before this guy finally settled on him.
Right.
You can imagine the number of sexual activities she had to go through. This guy, young men are so active, so strong, energetic. She had to endure a few rounds of WWE wrestling, and then eventually this brother now settles on him. So when this guy settles, this girl had to convince him. Now he has been detached from that connection of the mother, the connection from all these other women. It could be the mother, it could be an auntie, but men are always drawn to the mother figures more. So he's pampered. You did a lot to pull him to you. And then finally, when he settles with you because you did something special, women tend to relax at that point. Women tend to now slow down with the stuff they did to convince this gentleman. So now, I won't say it's a bad thing, it's a blessing. Children are a blessing, but then women, when they also get their own children, tend to do the same thing. They now start to give more attention to the children. They start to give more attention to, the house, going out to church and stuff like that. Sometimes I even say, when you're dating, when a woman is coming to you, she comes with her wig, makeup and everything. When she comes to spend time with you, she doesn't come and sit in front of your mirror and clean the makeup and all that. She comes looking her best. Now in marriage, in the house, she looks the best when she's going out. As soon as she get back home, she picks and then she starts to clean. So you deserve the normal, and then she takes the extraordinary outside. So men tend to have, in marriage, you tend to get less and less of what you were given during the relationship period.
Right.
Exactly.
So now you start to look around. You start to think, because there was something that drew you to this woman.
Yeah.
And you're not getting that much of it because she slowed down. Now she has you. You are legally bound. And if you are financially well-to-do or things are going well for you, you are afraid you are afraid because you will lose a lot. So you won't risk too much. So now she slows down, and then men now start to get a bit some way. Okay, the kids are getting most of the attention. You are neglected. The house cleaning, and all these are good reasons. But when you have an erection, all of these things don't quench your erection. Something should cool that thing. You can't tell me you are cleaning the house and you are feeding the kids and all those things. So the erection can't go to sleep. You will kill me. So that's when the man starts to have all these ideas. And mind you, these other girls who are out there are at that point where I met you. They are doing the same stuff and even more. And more that you were doing. It's 2024. Girls are doing stuff. You can hear things people are practicing these days, and it drives you. You're like, hey, people are popping ice cubes in people's bum and stuff like that. There's so much they're doing, and people get So if this man now gets neglected in the house, and then unfortunately trying to seek this kind of pleasure, steps out there, and he experiences any of these, he's gone. Asamaba.
So if I understand you right, it means that men, when they start a relationship with a woman,
yes,
and they enter into the marriage,
yes,
the attention now
it goes down.
So the men don't get the kind of attention and care that they were getting from their
way back from their mother, and then all the way to the time that they are going out with relationship with girls. He has about 4 or 5 girls at the point. All of them are giving him a lot of sex, a lot of pampering. Baby, where are you? Baby, this. Text messages are popping up. I miss you. Hey, I'm horny. Stuff like that. So when he settles with you, it means that during that time, all these things, you did the best.
Exactly.
You gave him the best of the sugar amongst all these girls. That's why he settled with you. And then when he settles, and then you draw these things back, this guy feels like, hey, what did I mean? And then
I see. But why can't a man understand that marriage is a journey? You, the woman, I'm here with. This is what we have to endure through the journey. Now we have kids. The attention needs to split to the kids. There are other, maybe the woman might be in her monthly cycle, emotions will change. I need to understand, because the Bible says that we should dwell.
It comes with the species, the male species. I mean, when your blood is pumping and the erection comes, I think I may be wrong, but I heard the blood that goes through the penis is what comes out of the brain. So when you have an erection, you actually don't think straight.
Of course.
A lot of other stuff don't really, So these are natural stuff. You need to quench a certain feeling. So yes, I love the kids. Yes, I love all of that. But when it comes to my needs, sexually and here and there, all those also can't go away just because. Because it started with me and you, and then at a point a lot has come in between, and all of a sudden I am the least on the list. I don't get any of that attention. It's hard. It's hard. So men can't easily just forego all of these things and say, oh, because of this and that, you will die.
So that is what propels them to look out.
Yes, you people.
Some of the reasons.
Yes.
Okay, which are the other reasons?
I'm sure that you understand.
All right. Let me start by saying that there's no man who would just wake up one day and say, I want to cheat.
Okay.
I mean, cheating naturally is not the intention of any man, but it takes two to tango.
Right.
Okay. Remember, men are naturally, they admire nature. Men admire nature.
Okay.
Men were the first people that, or a man was the first God created.
Yes.
And God did all these beautiful things in the garden.
Yes.
He saw all the beautiful things first. So naturally, we admire beautiful things.
Okay.
That is the first thing. When you are driving through town, and there are some ladies that you see, whether you were a bishop, archbishop, you look at it, and they say that if the Holy Ghost is not much, you turn and look again. What are you looking at for? You want to admire the beauty, the curves, the legs, and every man loves a certain shape. Okay, and this one also influences it. So like my brother said, if a wife has the nice butts, standing breasts and all that, good skin and all that, as time goes on, when maintenance is not done, you start to drift. Okay, and this one is devoid of whether you are spiritual or you are not spiritual. All right, and when it goes on for a period of time, like when I hear they said, "Oh, man of God has cheated," I say like, "Master, oh, yeah, now man of God on the good system."
But you look at it, man of God, man. It's not God. It's a man.
So there's a man, then there's a God. So now the man is working, and like my brother said, Bema said, "Top hano, I say honey ejuma, top one is easy." So you are okay. Okay, so it's with men, because of how we admire nature. It's always start with the admiration. Anything that is nice, you are married, you see another lady who is more beautiful. If it's not that, maybe you are disciplined. And these are the things that we need to pay attention to. And my brothers were saying a lot of things that we don't pay attention to. We've used religion and beliefs and other things, spirituality, to cover the reality. Like he said. And things are happening. Okay, I was telling somebody, a man can never cheat with another man. Men only cheat with a woman. So why would men? Why do you say men are cheating?
Bro, these days that's debatable.
I'm coming. A man cheats with who?
No, we are talking within the context.
I know. I'm coming. I'm just making a point. Okay, so at the end of the day, there are a lot of things that will make a man to cheat, and one of the easiest thing is respect, which Richard said.
Lack of it.
Character-wise, beauty, okay, neatness. There are a lot of women, they can put on this artificial thing. They braid their head, and for weeks, months, it is there. There are some men who are not bold enough to sit the woman down, like mouth odor and all that. These are all factors. Okay, they are all factors, but we don't pay attention to it. It's only few men who will be able to tell you that, although I don't like this and that. So especially when he's working in a corporate setting, and he see these bubbling ladies, jumping here and there, and they start to give him attention.
Good to go.
Yeah. And I like the first point you raised about men admiring nature.
Sure.
And men, they have a lot of sensitivity in their eyes. Men are moved a lot by what they see. Women are moved a lot by what they hear and the touch. But men are more of what they see. So definitely if a man sees something, he would like to look at it twice. And that is where the temptation starts from. Yeah. But I like that point. Richard, you have something against
I think that, Seti, you see, sometimes I thought that the issue they raised were the crunch of the whole matter. I mean, when a man marries a woman, he marries the person he likes. I mean, upon all the sampling, this is the person I want to settle down. Now, by a higher percentage of the reason men cheat, it's not just that, but a higher percentage, about 60%, is what goes on in the marriage. Okay, the other things we'll talk about a little this time. But what goes on in the marriage is about 60% of the reasons why men cheat. So, for example, children will come in. We love our children and all that. Yes, give them attention and keep them, but it shouldn't be the entire reason why you cannot have time, because that means that you are creating a deficiency in the man. Men naturally need some things, basic things to survive: acknowledgement, respect, sex. They are basic. I mean, whether you are a bishop or you are archbishop,
a lot of sex.
Yes,
in fact, more sex.
Whether you are a bishop, you are archbishop, or you are an angel. The Bible tells us the angel is so beautiful, man, and they drop down. Yeah. So these are needs of men. No needs: respect, recognition, appreciation, sex. Basic things.
A lot of
home.
sex.
A lot. So if you are married and I don't get these things, and it becomes, there's a void. Trust me, you cannot live without or will live with the void forever. You die. The end game is that you die. Stress will kill you, pressure will kill you. You'll be thinking about it, and it will eat you up. You die. Do you want to die because you can't fill a void? You are trying to get it at home, it's not coming. So the next thing is that you are looking at options. Okay, and so 60% being that the woman must understand that no matter what, children are there, you have to give them time. Make small time for your man. He needs that. You can't say understand. I should understand that I shouldn't be respected. I should understand that I shouldn't have sex because you are tired. I should understand that you shouldn't appreciate me for taking care of the home. Bible says that in the beginning, when God was creating the world, Lucifer, then now Satan, was a choir master. They were singing praises unto God. And the Bible says that when we sing, there's a song that when our praise or something goes up. God in his element is when he's praised. The same as man. When a woman appreciates her husband, even by the little things they do, the man tends to do more without even asking. When a man lacks all these things at home, say, and there's in the office there a lady who serves him, subordinate, always coming to serve, say, how are you? Say, how was your day? Say, go, and things begin to build up. I'm telling you, Mr. God understands men. I'm not saying that God wants us to do wrong, but God really understands men. He is in our corner, because the situations we are in, sometimes it's difficult to deal with. One problem I have, and I've been asking God, maybe it's a foolish problem I'm thinking about, is that Jesus Christ did all the examples we needed to see. But Jesus couldn't give us a model sample of marriage. Maybe according to the plan, it's not. Because that could be a test case.
Of course.
Because Jesus our role model. Now, in his marriage, how did you handle it when the wife was shouting at him? How did Jesus handle it when the wife was not feeding him?
Jesus no role model.
So it is difficult. Who do we look at?
We struggle.
Is it Moses? Is it which people do we look up to? I mean, so there's a genuine concern. The church is not, well, maybe our church is trying by involving counselors to come on regular times, but the church in general, the Christendom, is not dealing with the core. They just superficially look at it. Oh, God will do it. God will do it. It's a rare void, a deficiency in a man, and this man can die when that deficiency is not.
And we don't want to die.
Wow.
So we won't die.
Let me add.
I have let me hear you, Steve.
So a man of God once said something way back in the crowd. He said, "In every man, there's a king and there's a fool. In every man,
yes.
The one you speak to is the one who will address you. The one you appeal to is the one who will reward you. So, in a relationship, in a marriage, and if the woman wants the response from a kin, kins bless, they give out gifts, they give a lot, they do a lot for people, and fools, they do the otherwise. They will tow you.
Someone else said the same thing. Every man is an angel and a devil.
He will slap you.
Your actions will call for the angel to show up.
So,
and your other actions.
if you pamper the man, if you give him, he will reward you as a king. If you appeal to the fool.
There's one thing that women don't know. Menyumfu yitimi and papa. Menyumfu. Like we need it. Okay, so if you get a woman that will pamper you,
knows how to,
knows how to handle you,
she has the word.
Give you a little breast to suck, put your head in between the
twin towers,
of course, okay, and be tapping, and with that we have this, be rubbing the hair and all that. It makes you even live longer. Okay, men don't want stress. That is the bottom line. Anyone who will give us stress will avoid it.
We want a lot of sex.
And one thing that really push men into doing that is mabre. Like, you are tired. Your husband is in the house sleeping, or he also went out to go and work, and you come home, and the funny thing is that they have this mindset: evening. So by the time it's evening, she will go and sleep first, and when they are sleeping, forget it.
Right. Listeners, I'm sure by now you are enjoying the show, and because the topic is why men cheat. We came out with the statistics that 20 to 25% of married men cheat. But I understand now the reality on the ground is way higher than that. And it's Father's Month. This month we'll be enjoying Father's Day. It's Father's Month, so we are dedicating the month for men. So sometimes it's important to listen to the men, and that's what is going on today. Today the men are voicing their side of the story. Men don't talk. We are not like the women. We don't voice out a lot of things. So some of the things are shame. But today you are hearing, we are coming out. Yes, they are coming out. So women, in fact, I pray you pay particular attention to some of the things that are being said. But I love what you said. It's about what the man needs and he doesn't get at home.
Exactly.
If he needs sex and he doesn't get it, he'll be tempted out.
That's right.
If he needs respect, he doesn't get it, he'll be tempted out. If he needs, you mentioned a third one, it does appreciation, recognition, correct.
They are feeding the family, holding the family together. They need support.
Yes. If he doesn't get it, then he'll be looking out, because his problem is his eyes.
That's right.
And once he looks beyond the window and sees somebody and the person gives him what he doesn't get from home, then the temptation starts. I would like to hear a song, but before I do that, sometimes I also pity the women, because you see, a woman goes through a lot.
Okay.
And I'm sure if the women connect right now, they will say that they handle a lot of things.
That's true.
And they also come under immense pressure. A woman gets pregnant, you have no idea what she goes through for 9 months. A woman goes to the labor ward, you have no idea what she goes through over there. I mean, some of the men, we don't even enter the labor ward. So
some.
Okay. We don't enter the labor ward, so we have no idea what they go through at the labor ward. Then they come out with a child. The child is not sleeping at night, but we are snoring. Then they have to go through all that.
Exactly.
And now too, we have career women. It's not like the women are now housewives. We have career women. So they have to double up work pressure, children pressure, this pressure, that pressure, their cycle, emotional issues. And then at the end of the day, it's like a man is not paying attention to all that and he wants to jump on her. Sometimes the reaction will not be what we, the men, you want. Why are you not taking that into consideration, men?
I think that it's not just that. For example, if a woman says, I'm tired once a while, it's understandable. We are rational human beings. In fact, God has made it in such a way that even for a man to be the head, I presume that technically you should be a bit more smarter than your woman. Technically, I mean, that is for a fact. I mean, you can't be a head and be a fool. And so we are smart, we are wise people, we understand things. Once a while you are tired, it's okay. We are tired too once a while. But if it's regular, regular, all the time you are tired. It's like saying that don't eat because I'm tired, but you need food to survive. Sex is the same for men. Abraham Maslow, I'm sure you've read Maslow. Now you are a management person, you know Abraham Maslow.
Yeah.
Basic needs of a man: food, sex, water. Basic. He needs that one to survive. A lot of sex. So once a while tired, I'm okay. Once a while, of course, Mr. Tia here, maybe married men, I'm tired maybe 3 times a week or 2. Averagely is 1. Until if I want to, you are tired almost all the week, all the time. You are creating a problem for the marriage.
Right.
And so yes, we understand our women. They go through stress. We do. They are tired. We support them. Some of us we support our women. I'm sure all of us
very much.
In the home, chores we do. And so, and we say how many minutes cry now?
I don't know, Barry.
I mean, and so you are tired saying. Once a while it's okay. But it's regular. It's a big deal, Mr. T.
I'm tired.
Yeah, right.
And I'm tired is in every home. Every home. Sometimes I ask myself, you are tired. Like you are tired how? When we're dating, upon all your stress, you were giving it.
Like you're saying, and put them back.
And
additional responsibilities can come.
I understand. Like you are saying, these days men help at home.
Yes, a lot of time.
Men wash, men clean, men cook.
Very true.
We take kids to school, we pick them. So now even our wives, they are enjoying more than our mothers.
But
I know some are not doing it. I know some are not doing it, but currently majority of men are helping.
Yes,
okay. So the only thing that will push a man to go and cheat, the kwekus.
I hear you, and we'll enjoy some broken hearts will never mend. And then when we come back, we'll see how we'll find the balance between the men and the women's needs.
Coffee black, cigarette, start this day like all the rest. First thing every morning that I do is start missing you. Some broken hearts never mend, some memories never end, some tears will never dry, my love for you will never die. Rendezvous in the night, a willing woman to hold me tight. But in the middle of love's embrace, I see your face. Some broken hearts never mend, some memories never end, some tears will never dry, my love for you will never die. Some broken hearts never mend, some memories never end, some tears will never dry, my love for you will never die.
All right, welcome back, and we are handling the topic. This is Family Talk, and we are discussing why men cheat, and the men are coming out today, very vocal than ever. And I'm hearing a lot of things. Women, I hope you are listening. As to whether you agree or not, I mean, it's another thing. If you agree, please share a message through the WhatsApp line 0577 001 027. If you disagree, to share a message, same line 0577 001 027. Let's hear your comments or your question, and we'll connect you as well. I guys, the way I understand the thing is beginning to sound to me like if the women don't do their part, men will definitely get out. But there are consequences to cheating, isn't it?
Exactly.
Especially if you are married.
Yes, there's when you're married, cheating is very heavy on the pocket, you know, because
Comes financial burden.
Yes, it's very heavy on the pocket because the new woman now has a hold on you. She has something to blackmail you. She has you by the balls. I'll call your wife. I'll show up here and there. So all the time, unfortunately, her demands now becomes a priority.
Correct.
Because you want to maintain your home, you have kids, you love them, you don't want to break the house.
Correct.
So whatever she's asking, whatever she wants, you are trying to do. You know, in the middle of the night, you see a call, and then your heart starts to pound. BP 150 over.
That's right.
Because if Madame hears,
yes,
I mean, she might put something in your food. It's risky. It's you know, it comes with so much.
Always alert.
So much. So
yes,
cheating, you know, but for men to think about all of this, you know,
risk.
analyze the risk of, you know, in other cultures, cheating is so deep. You can be just kicked out of the house. A woman picks your phone, calls the police, and then you lose everything you worked for over years.
Yes.
But men still find a way to still jump this risk and go. So it means that after weighing all the benefits and then the, you know, the pros and cons, still, if the man can jump out, then what's chasing him at home probably is even bigger than what's outside, or the risk of losing all of that. So the woman should look at this. You know, you had something. The reason why he settled on you after sampling is peculiar to you alone. You know what he wants. That's why you were able to give him for him to settle. So after the marriage, try and keep this. Try and maintain it. You have his number. Don't let somebody come in, because it now divides the finances even at home. Starts to delay payments of fees for kids, if you're the rent and all of that. Lies, you know. So it's heavy. It's dangerous.
But do men really consider the risk? Because sometimes I get the impression that they just follow their gratification. They just want the instant gratification.
Men do.
When the temptation comes, they don't think far. The consequence.
I think they do, but then when they weigh the benefits of that at that point,
benefits,
and what they are losing at home, because somebody has been starved of sex for a month or two, when he's even given, there's a popular saying on TikTok, if I could say it, so it becomes like a routine thing. No, there's no action.
We call it mechanical or duty sex. It's not love making. There's a difference between love making and sex making.
Exactly.
This one is just sex making. Love making is emotional. There's connection.
So when there's no brain to that, even the erection is not that strong. You're just going there and then you are coming out.
And there's not like
but then that girl is waiting for him there. As soon as he opens that door, he's jumping on him, baby, and the text messages are coming. I'm horny. He's in the middle of work. He wants to find a reason to drive out and go and quench that fire.
You run away.
I mean, 5-7.
But in the home,
you have to go and quench that
fire. Why would a man travel to Yendi, Bombo Nairi,
to go and quench fire?
From Takoradi. What will make a man do that? There's something that the man is getting, you are not giving him. You know, and these days there are a lot of things that a wife can do to keep the man. There's one thing that men love. Every man is a bad boy.
Really?
Every man is a bad boy. They can pretend to be praying in tongues and
some are even bad that they don't know.
Yes.
They don't know. So you can activate the bad
You can activate. Yes, you can activate it.
They don't know.
Give it to him. You won't die. Even if you die, we'll pray for you. You'll come back. Just give it to him. That is men. And how many even minutes?
I'm getting the impression that men want something, and if the women give it to them, they are fine. They won't cheat. Is that the impression I'm getting?
Not entirely. Not entirely. About 80%, yes. When we get the things we need, not even 100%. 80%, yes, but even the things we need, not 100%. We are not expecting 100% of the things we need. But if we get a certain percentage, which is about 80%, we may not cheat. There's a 20% possibility that you can have all these things and still cheat.
So that 20% are the strikers. They don't stop. They are
the sexomanians.
Well, yes, they
get damaged.
Yes.
No, they may be strikers, but there are exceptions. There are exceptions. There are good men who incidentally find themselves cheating when they haven't been planned to do it. There are examples of it, several of them. For example, you are okay at home, you are happy and all that. You happen to be in a teamwork at the office. There's a team you are working with. There's this PA you are working with. There's this person a lady or person who's always in tandem, or how do you call it? There's interface, constant. And people, the more you meet people who you like, there's possibility of striking an emotional connection. When this emotional connection is built over time, and you are not careful, incidentally, you might find yourself doing stuff.
Most especially when she's your taste.
Exactly, that's what I'm saying. When you like them, you see, incident, maybe the way she talks, so courteous, so humble, so respectful. There's something called sapiosexual. People who tend to love people based on their intellectual prowess. And you begin to have such person in your team, and you are moving towards, gravitating towards him or her. Chances are that if you are not careful, if you're the man, you don't decide that, okay, this thing can lead me, so let me avoid being alone with them over time.
Correct.
Or sometimes you end up doing it without planning to do it. So there are accidental cheating. It is there. The accidental cheating. And they are the ones that the striker thing. They plan that, look, this is the target, these are the strategies, I'll hit it.
They call it project.
Yeah. So that's a target one. Let me add this. I think that it's not as if we are saying the women are almost all the problems. Yes, we also have our own problems, but we are saying what they do that causes to go off. Okay, so like we were saying, baby and all that. How many wives? I don't know about you, but if you open the phone line right now and ask how many wives call their husbands baby or have pet names, sweet pet names, you won't get about 20% out of 100. You won't get it. Okay, how many wives even call their husbands daddy? You won't get 20% out of 100. 1, 2, 3, 4, 10% maximum. I even doubt. It is not there.
What names do they call them?
Kojo or Kwame or Richie. Meanwhile, I love a certain pet name. If you have somebody call you baby, Mr. T, as you are there, somebody calls you baby.
Baby.
You can you're a human being. you must remember the pampering. No matter what.
I like the
That is why you have 65-year-old man who has a 22-year-old baby, Chasa chick, and this man, the girl, sometimes my granddaughter or calls him baby, and the man is so overwhelmed. That's why I said, even God, during creation, when Lucifer was leading the choir, and they were singing songs,
praise and worship.
Hallelujah, and God was creating things. These things enter into us, and we activate our operation. We activate our being. The baby we don't get at home is a problem. The darling we don't get at home is a problem.
The daddy we don't get.
The daddy we don't get at home is a part for our children. That is okay. But when you have a wife, you call us, oh daddy, are you okay? Oh, that thing. So these are the realities on the ground. That's what I'm telling you. These are facts. Sometimes, because you see, our part of the world, the white people made us become so religious and spiritual that we sometimes pretend and overlook reality. Sometimes we even pretend and secretly we do what we think we shouldn't show. We have a time we face realities and say that these are the things we need to stay healthy, to stay on course, to be good fathers, to be good husbands. These are the things we need. Basic things. We are not expecting 100%. Basic ones. Make an effort, make an attempt. If for one or two reasons you are unable, we understand that, you have been trying. But when there's no attempt, there's no conscious effort to meet us halfway, even halfway, it's a big deal. So if you look, there are pastors who are even enjoying some church members. If you do a research across the world, not Ghana, pastors who have this problem. Some who be pastor, they are a baby. We were asking pastors and their wives. When was the last time you even kissed? On kind kiss the wife. On kind.
And I'm told that when a pastor get a good sex, Saturday dawn against the
preaching
Sunday,
on Sunday.
the preaching is special.
Different ballgame.
So sometimes I have my suspicion. Sometimes I have my suspicion.
Hallelujah.
The preaching goes very well.
Don't lie.
They are on time.
It's okay. So I think that, like we are saying, these are basic things that we do. There are men who will cheat anyway when their wives are providing everything for them, like I said. And there are also the accidental one. I mean, and therefore the accidental one is easy. If you know that this can lead to this, avoid something.
I'm happy you mentioned the accidental one, and I want us to dwell a bit on that. If somebody falls, maybe mistakenly or unintentionally, it's of course accidental. It's definitely, we are not encouraging the person to continue.
Exactly.
How does the person stop that from becoming a routine? You just fell once.
I think for me,
you've seen that probably you thought you could never fall.
Yeah.
And then you falling once.
And probably you enjoyed it.
Exactly. you enjoyed it.
Yeah.
What should you do so that you don't break your hope?
I think for me, the first thing you do is cut off. Find a nice way to cut off. It should be nice. It shouldn't be brutal and radical. Because I'm a lady, you have sex with me, you enjoyed it, and all of a sudden you cut me off. It's going to be painful.
Will be very.
If you don't get a lady who's well trained, they will come out at you, like you see in the black man and all that. So you have to nicely exit and block contact. If you don't want to do it, block contact, because if there's no contact, why are you going to be talking, why are you going to be chatting, sharing videos and all that? So if it's accidental, you really realize that you don't want to go there again, nicely exit, have a talk and back off and cut contact. That's the best option. If you don't cut contact and say, well, they don't believe room, office, you are deceiving yourself. So you cut contact. But first of all, talk nicely with the person. Let her know that it's accidental. It shouldn't have happened. You are sorry. And then blah blah blah. Let her feel okay.
Oh, so you should apologize.
Yes, you
Of
should.
course.
And possibly compensate.
Compensate if you can. Okay. And then that one, the person will feel at ease.
Okay.
She won't feel like you have abused her.
She will respect
or you have been disrespectful to her. You just enjoy it and cut her off. And then that one, if you leave her in thinking that is there anything wrong with her? Did you see something negative? It's emotional trauma.
Yeah.
And so the disengagement should be done perfectly by talking to her. If you can't, I'm sorry. I mean, you are a good person. Blah blah blah.
And of course, if you have a family, she should know that you have a family.
Exactly. Oh no, now they know you are family. They still want to do it.
Oh really?
Oh yes. Now they even want the family.
Of course.
Really?
Oh,
Of
yes.
course.
Why?
Because they are more responsible.
Yeah, if you have the capacity to take care of a family, then you should be able to take
They are more responsible.
But they
and
know he will not marry them as a second
They
wife.
don't
Sure,
mind.
but you put less stress. Your energy is divided between
Mr. T, they are not ready to.
and
Some
then
are not ready to
your
marry
wife,
now. So they have 4 or 5 years before thinking of marriage. So in between, what do? They need somebody who can help them, who can sustain them, who they can be happy with. It's not just about money. I have records to show that some is also about happy. Even though the man is married, they're happy around him. The man makes them feel good about themselves. A married man.
His experience, he knows how to treat a woman.
Yes.
You know,
and so many others. So it's not just even about the money. The money is a key factor, but even the company the man gives, and the feeling of respect. And a married man will not always be also Haman, because I know only time. First of all, busy man. Secondly, I'm more pressure. Where are you? Like the single man will be,
chasing you around town and all.
The single men, they go for Herbafrek 2 thought. This one 4 thought. You know.
But I want to hear your advice on those who fall once and they don't want to fall again.
Like Richie said, I think there should be a consensus between the two parties, you know, and then possibly a compensation. But I think it's difficult if you don't detach, if you don't find a way to cut off that contact. I mean, that which caused you to do it the first time would definitely land you the second time, and especially if you enjoyed it and then you encounter whatever it is that chased you out of your house. Anytime you come to that point, you remember, you know, for instance, you have dull sex at home and then you remember this girl was hanging on the ceiling and turning you all around. I mean, your mind is out there. The next time you want to go back there. So you need to be able to look at all of these aspects. I mean, conversate here, cut off the contact, try and make sure you don't see each other that much. You know, if you can totally avoid the person, do that, and that should solve the problem. If the girl doesn't understand, then you are in trouble.
If she doesn't understand, go and report to your wife first.
Oh, really?
Yes, if the girl is threatening and you feel that this girl doesn't understand,
That is a lot of trouble.
This happened, I'm sorry.
Is it a good thing to do, to go confess to your wife?
When you know the consequences is going to be dire, the guy is not ready to back off. On your ready to be and you could tell that about fear crab reasons. And so what do you have to do? Go
to confess.
So when the person comes, your wife and you will fight together. That's if the guy is not ready to back up, the best option is to confess.
Mr. T, you know, in a marriage, marriage is actually basically for the woman. She has to, it's her responsibility to keep the house.
That's right.
You know,
that's right.
The children belong to the family. In our settings, all of these things, children go to the house of the woman, everything goes to her. We are actually some you know, so if you're a woman and then you find out that this man he's a good man, he's taking good care of you, he's taking good care of the kids, he's making sure everything you have is set, you know, and you know there's a good future ahead of you, you have security, and these things come in, you have to stand and help him. You know, if he comes to you and tells you, hey baby,
like the accidental one, if it's still an accidental
baby, makotiato, you know, you have to get up and then and help him out. You know, as soon as you turn up, the other lady will run away, she won't even come into the picture again. And this man will feel the remorse, will feel the guilt that he has been able to do that to you. I mean, regardless all that he did, you were able to stand, fight, defend him and all of that. I bet he won't go out again, because anytime he remembers what you did, I mean, and that will keep your family stronger, the bond stronger. So the responsibility actually is on the woman to keep her family together. She has to have a very big heart.
Let me find out this from you. If a woman is listening, would you advise women to have a certain level of probability for the husband that my husband can cheat?
I think she should.
She should.
All men cheat.
Hey, now you've changed the equation.
At some point, all men cheat. Yeah, at some point,
I keep telling people that, you see, till you meet your taste, till you meet that woman.
Every man will face the temptation.
Yes.
But not every man will cheat. Every man will face the temptation, but not every man will cheat. But I want, like I asked, from the women's perspective, for their own safety, for their own security, should they believe that their man can cheat?
I think they should have that probability, you know, a 10% chance in the mindset that this guy can do it, and then they should have a plan. You know, what is the plan if this eventuality, you know, unfortunately happens? What she should do? I think they should at least have a 10% chance that this guy will do it, and then weigh the pros and cons, weigh the effects of her reaction when that happens. If you break your home because of your temper or your reaction when this happened, what would be the effect on your children? What would be the effect of the structure you have built as a family? If you leave there, would you find another man who will be able to keep your house the way he's keeping, financially, emotionally? Will your children bond to all of all these are issues you have to think about before you now take a reaction. So how about that? I heard one Hajia on the radio once who was saying that she once found out that Alaji was having a woman. Eventually, one day he sat him down and asked him, hey, take me to that girl.
Really?
Yes. And then she went to see this girl, and then, okay, if my husband likes you and all of that, hey, be careful. Then stick to him, my friend. Go and then see her family, talk to them or something like that, so that we know that if you're not in my house, you're in her house. If you are not in her house and you're not in my house, you're in trouble.
But that is okay for the
in the Muslim, in the Muslim marriage, in the Islamic marriage, they allow for multiple.
We are discussing men. We did not specify Christian.
No, but the question is, so
we said men.
Yes, I understand, and I'm putting this in perspective, because If you are marrying within the Islamic marriage
that
context,
one is different.
You, the woman, you would know at the back of your mind, you would know that my man can marry up to 4.
That's
Yes.
In the traditional marriage, you know that my man can marry again.
Yes.
In the marriage by ordinance, the Christian one, it's like we make the vow to stick to only one another, and psychologically, the women also play it in their mind that the man is for me alone. So it becomes very difficult for the woman to admit that my man can cheat on me. I think that is the problem of the women under the ordinance.
They should look at it this way. That paper we signed at the court does not change the DNA of a man. It doesn't change.
It doesn't
the
change
Muslim
anything.
man from the one who married under the traditional law
Or the
and all of
ordinance.
that. It's the same blood that runs through all of us. The same weaknesses, the same strengths, and all of that. So the tendency is there. Just that a lot of people are pushed back because of the consequences and the effect the law can have on them.
Right.
But that does not. It doesn't stop everything.
Richard, in business, Larry, I'll come to you. But in business, we do probabilities.
Okay.
And then we prepare for contingencies.
That's right.
In business, when we are doing our annual
Of course, the
budget,
plan, yeah.
we say we want to achieve this. I want to sell
You
this.
create the if scenarios.
And then you create the if
yeah,
scenarios.
yeah.
If this doesn't happen, what
Yeah.
do I do? If I make a loss, who do I sack, or what
So
do I
that's
do? Should we bring the same thing to marriage? And women, should they have that mentality that I'm married for better, for worse, but this man can cheat me any day, anytime?
As for the cheating in their mind, most of them know. Some good homes, they tell their daughters that, look, when you get a good man and is responsible, don't overly think about that side. It could happen. They do it. Most of them do it because probably knows the father, the husband is already doing it. But the emphasis, if the man is okay, responsible, taking care of you, doing all the things that you have to do, don't be thinking about it so much, especially if it's a responsible man. Other than that, you have a problem. So most women, not absolute, most women know that probably the husbands may be doing it, just that it's not reflecting in the home. There's not coming up with any consequences at home. So
He's smart.
They know, or they should assume.
As for the assumption, okay,
it's more of they should assume, right?
Maybe it's assumption, but some know. Some know. If you are doing it, you think you have not been caught. They know. Really? Some women don't tell. Yes, they know. Master T, and I just ate. What will change? When the spray go home, when people 8 o'clock. I mean, sometimes you're dressing, going out at a certain time. They will know that this thing party, but some will not talk about it because you haven't given them the cause to talk about it.
I see.
You have been responsible enough. You are taking care of them. You are not showing. If they also need it, you give it to them and all that. And so without hardcore evidence, they are not worrying about it. They may be assuming and knowing, but trust me, most women know if their husbands are cheating or not. It doesn't become an issue because the man is responsible enough and it's not creating problem at home for them. And so they don't also probably do big deal with it.
Yeah, and most of them. The reaction of women during these times is also based on your financial status. They say in Tree that when a man has money, when your finances are not that much, you know, because will be a man 100 there, you know, you have to help him. Women will look at that because the man has money. It was a man, so you'll see a palm man the free no more. That kind of thing, they fight off the other women. But when your resources are not that much, you are very annoying. So women, you know, women is going massive. You know, even in our settings and culture, it's something that has been known, and women should be careful who they settle with. I mean, I think that should be very, very important in settling down or accepting a marriage proposal. You should look at the man and his background a little bit. You should ask questions. What is in some families people drink a lot. It's not just with one person. It's with one or two or three. In other families, you realize your husband's father had a couple of wives. His father did.
Chances that will happen,
you know, and then his father and all. So it's something that is in the family. You have agreed to enter into such a family. Know that these are consequences that can come as a result of your choice. So when your choices start to come back at you should know how you respond to it. Of course, I'm not saying leave the man to just, but then measure your response to some of these things, because it could be coming from something. Yes, something more than just a man. It could be a family thing, a generational thing.
What that tells me is that if you, the woman, you break your marriage because of that, and you go to another man, you might be entering into the same soup.
We are all the same.
Yes, you might be.
It's a big mistake for a woman to say my husband.
I have an advice for women.
Right.
It's not good for a man to cheat. Okay, it's not good. But if it happens, don't be quick to leave, because you've invested so much to this point, and because of one mistake, you want to leave. Like you are saying, what shows that the next man, and you see, the funny thing is that most married women have become a side chick.
Because at that age, 40, 35, 50, 42.
Shots now a week.
And I feel also a side chick.
So they should take their time.
Right.
No, they should take their time. And we know our women, they love to pray.
Yeah.
They should rather keep praying for us.
Bro, humans don't change. People don't change.
Let's listen to an advice on this gamble. Then when we come back, I want us to focus on how we can stop the cheating.
Of course.
Because it's very important.
We'll try.
For the sanity of our marriages, our families, for future generation, we have to look at how we can stop. So we will come back and discuss how we can stop. And I love it too. And I'm here with Mr. Steve Khan, Mr. Richard Kojo Enim, and then Mr. Don Larry, and we are having a discussion on why men cheat. Why men cheat. A lot has been said, but we want to reverse this trend. I don't know whether we can, but I think we should make an effort. We want to reverse this trend. How can we stop cheating? And I think we should, for the sake of our children, our families, our generation, for the hearts of our dear wives, and all that.
Mr. T, if I can ask you a question, where you think it should stop? If it doesn't stop, what is the problem? Like, if it doesn't stop, it's happening. Life is going on. Everybody is happy.
We are all happy.
Why must it stop?
You say where?
No, he's asking if we stop, then what?
I want to know why we should stop.
Now I'm feeling like the guest now.
No, see, I want to have a compelling reason why we should stop. Why should it stop? Why should men not cheat? What are the issues? Because everybody's fine now. The world is going on. Children are happy, men are happy, women are happy.
The home is cool.
No, it's only the men who are happy. The women are not happy.
Mr. T, let me say something.
The children are not happy.
Research has shown that, and it's not absolute.
Yeah.
There are margins of error.
Yeah.
Research has shown that men who have good side chick, emphasis is good. They are bad ones, like they are bad wives and bad husbands. Men who have good side chick, who are able to fill the void men have at home, they take happiness home.
Oh, really?
Yes. This is a fact.
Very true.
Now, men who don't have any side chick and the void is there, the little thing, there's confusion at home. As somebody before crown of another can
of course.
These are facts, these are scientific things that are not supposed to be arguable, and you'll be arguing because the man has some anger, pain, bitterness. So also so at the end, said they then they are fighting. Now, if a man incidentally has a good side chick who makes this man happy, he closes from where passes by. He comes from singing and buying it. Tell her, hey, who are you? The woman is not cashing in the wife. Is not cashing in from the external happiness that is coming.
So it means that the woman should even pay the side chick.
Mr. T, this is a reality. I mean, I have made this argument in several platforms, devoid of morality. Morality is between you and God.
Right.
I don't discuss morality.
Right.
So I say these things with the caution that when it's morality, let's leave it between you and God.
Right.
I don't judge people on morality. In most cases, of course, basic crimes are crimes, rape or criminal activity. Those are you are aboard. But some lifestyle, I don't overly judge people because I may be drinking beer and you think that I'm a sinner, but you do gossip. and you think that yours is not a sin. You know, I may be doing a side chick, and you think it's a sin. Maybe you still at the office. So lifestyle judgment, and I leave it to God.
And Galatians chapter 5, I think verse 19 says they are all the same.
They are all fantastic.
Sin is
Fantastic.
sin is sin.
So practically speaking, some good side chick makes a man's marriage successful. Yes.
You know, there was this video.
It's a fact.
There was this video.
News to me.
There was this video that the man was happy and all that, and the wife was complaining, blah blah blah, and you are cheating here and then. The man told the woman, "My wife, listen, you should even thank the side chick, because the kind of joy and happiness he gives me, I bring it home like Rich is saying.
To reflect at home.
And the man, looking at the man, he's looking young, even though he's old, because the stress is virtually zero. You see, stress kills men.
That's true.
Stress, and one of the things that is happening in marriages now is stress.
That's true.
For men.
Yes.
We have
And because men don't talk
much.
men can bottle in a lot.
BP.
right.
You know, and these days you go to hospital and the diseases and the sickness that is happening to men,
Right.
most of them is as a result of
Stress,
marriage
yeah.
and stress. So if you can get somebody who would distress you,
You're trying to say something. I'm interested in it.
No, I was just confirming the statistics.
Okay.
We had Dr. Isaac Newman Arthur on the show last week, and he spoke about our health.
Yeah.
And he confirmed that one of the things killing us is BP.
That's right.
yes,
And men in particular, we die in our 50s.
Yes.
Our life expectancy is so short, and we die before the women because men go through a lot
the
of
depression,
stress.
the depression
A
with
lot of
some men
stress.
is way
But-
too much.
But I'm not getting the answer to my
Okay, so
question.
Mr. T,
Mr. T, you didn't even hear my sound. I'm saying that from creation, since Adam
Richard,
to
everybody
date,
cannot be happy
of
if
course.
a man is cheating. Yes, from creation.
Yes,
God.
from creation, since Adam to date, it has been happening.
Yes.
What is the big deal? Has the word stopped? What is like I want to know why, because of this, don't do it. Like I want to know.
so Mr. C, let me try and say this. I think that cheating is not the best thing to do
Thank you.
in the context of marriage.
Thank you.
Oh, of course, that one we all
Now
know.
you are coming home.
Yes, it's not the best to do. You know, I think sometimes addiction is also part of it. Addiction sometimes. It's like the guy.
Sorry, this thing came to mind. When I mentioned this topic, somebody said I shouldn't come and spoil the market too.
Don't worry, you will not spoil the market. So, like you are saying, I think that there are some things that earlier on Rich said that women should pay attention to it. Men need a lot of respect. You see, the Bible says that men love your wife, and the Bible says women should do what? It should be yes.
The submission is basically.
Yes. So men need the respect.
Okay.
You see, the broke ass man still need that respect.
Right.
That is why in other jurisdiction, where I'm coming from, or even in earlier days, when men are speaking, women were women. Okay, but we've come
Now we have
far.
moved on. Now
Yes, we've come far to this point where your head is your head. There's one thing that it gave me peace. A man is your head. You can be the president. A woman once told me that, listen, you see the way I'm the boss here, blah blah. The moment I get to in front of my gate, all those positions, it goes. I'm now a wife. I need to satisfy my husband. I traveled to Asamankese sometime and for a funeral. And whilst I was at the hotel, there was this woman, washing the husband's car, and I was just looking at the woman. So I got closer and I said, Mommy, why are you doing all this thing? He said, I want to make my husband happy. And she told me that, listen, men need basic things. Respect him, give him good sex, give him good food. Like he said, compliment him. The little things that a man will do, appreciate it. Okay? So if the man is not getting all these things, why? I mean, so we are telling the women, these are very important things that they need to pay attention to it.
We wish that we won't cheat.
No man wish to cheat, even though sometimes
There are exceptions, yes.
but women should learn and stop that equality. You know, that equality thing. Because the moment you temper with the ego of a man, he will prove to you that no, he's the man.
Disorder. If you temper with this, a disorder.
I mean, already the man is having so much on his head. When you're a nice guy, you dress well, you smell good, without even money, wahala for you. The women are coming. You know, women sometimes, women come they come to men, not even money. Even at church, even at church, when you play bass guitar, when you're a drummer, based on even that alone, uphill. I see. So all these things, women should pay attention, respect. Sometimes you listen to how some women talk to their husband. I've witnessed some, and I ask myself, so woman, you need to listen. When a man is angry and he's talking, please keep quiet. Women, you see, women need to talk with a certain level of, even in your anger, you should let the man know that he's still the head. When a man does something and you don't like it, sit the man down.
Don't rebuke him in front of his children.
That one point, it won't happen. Sit the man down, talk to him, baby, honey, sweetie pie. Atapapa, this and that you are doing, I don't like it. Speak with a soft tone. I tell some ladies that, listen, if women have the key to the heart of every man, you can turn it the way you want it. If only you know how to use 100%. Those keys. And most of our ladies, they don't know. You see,
some know, but they don't care.
Okay,
and they don't just care.
The time that you need to give it to your husband, and is it women? Sometimes they do wrong thing at the right time. The time that you need to give the man the quickus, you are praying at that time. And what do you expect the man to do? The time that you need to give him time, you are with your prayer group, and I'm not saying prayer is not good.
WhatsApp and other things, you know.
And when you do that over a period, because we don't talk, listen, when a man picks his phone and flip, like 20 on standby, 20, sometimes 30, they're on standby.
I get you.
So please.
I get you. Yes, Steve, let me also hear you.
So, I think we have to look at it this way. We should measure our expectations.
Okay.
It should start from the choice. Don't just settle for any man if you don't know him that well. Don't settle for him because your friends are getting married. You are 30, 35. So this guy popped up and you want to marry him. Know his core, where he's coming from, his background. There's a history. There should be family. You should ask around.
Right.
There are traits that will calm down. Don't think you are not God. You can't change a human being.
Right.
Nothing you do will change this person. So you now measure your expectation. Accept what you are going for. Know that you will not be able to change this gentleman. This is what he is. Nothing you do will change him. So if you settle for a guy who had 5, you were fighting with 5, 10 other girls, and you thought you won, so that should be able to stop him from everything he's doing, you lied to yourself.
Therefore, I'm waiting.
You lied to yourself. So you should measure, know what you are going in for, and then handle it that way. Do your best to maintain it. If he falls off at one point or the other, do your best to rope him back in, because he will. If he is coming from that background, if he's a drunkard, he will definitely go there. You won't be able to stop him. These are traits that come in from generation to generation. Yes. Paternal side, myself, I will use as an example. The least each person has is about 6-7 kids. You know, the fathers that we had, some of them had 3-4 wives.
That's right.
So if you're coming down that line, the tendency for you to, of course, when you meet Christ.
Your daddy had how many?
My daddy, he's still counting. He's done about 4. He's still counting.
What?
He's done about 4, but he's still counting. So if you encounter somebody from that kind of line, you pray that he doesn't. But when he does, then you look at all the other stuff that are the things that are coming out of it. Is he providing well for you? Is he giving you the security? Is he giving you all of that? Then, like I said earlier, your action against such a person, what are the consequences? Is he going to break? Like you say, who wants a Bontre
Shocks me.
You are some fire service woman. He comes to quench the fire when it starts, and after that, he starts playing with you. So, when your man makes such mistakes, I think you should be careful in your reactions. But first, it starts from the choices you make. Don't think this man, because of marriage, because of the court certificate he signed, because he's in church, a pastor is preaching to him, will change all of that. No, when that button starts to light up, he will go, because it's in him, it's in his DNA. So know your choices. If you don't, stay away from the fine boys, the wild boys, the popular guys, because if you want such a person, every other girl wants him as well. So if you want somebody who you think should stay, then look for those traits. Accept marriage from such people, because those other guys will change. Know what you're going for, then leave that margin. If it happens, know how you respond. It's your response that will determine the future. Either you break your home and cause chaos for your kids, or you hold them together and then have a beautiful marriage.
I mean, men don't talk, and when they talk, they speak their hearts. I think today men have spoken their hearts. They've said a lot of things that you ordinarily will not hear. So women, as difficult or hard as it may be, I think the men have said something we need to listen to. But I'm still struggling with
that. Is if they will listen.
Oh yeah, the women listen. They will listen. From all that you have said, I'm still getting the impression that men cannot stop cheating, and that is my problem.
No, but Mr. T, my question has not been answered.
But men should be able to, because we've spoken about discipline. We've spoken about things the woman should do.
Yes.
The woman will also say, why can't the man be disciplined to one woman?
Mr. T, the examples
and
we
not
follow
cheat
in the Bible.
Mr. T, those of us here,
the examples in the Bible that we
I don't know about you, but those of us here, all of us are parents. My father had another woman.
Okay.
See, all of us here. I don't know about you. If you are divorced, maybe your father had one. If it not, so just look at the statistics.
Okay.
The statistics doesn't.
And
make
that is why you brought in Abraham.
Abraham, from creation to date, because your belief that, or your question that, how can they stop?
Yeah.
I have my doubt. Yes, I rather want to feel that women should be more responsive and then minimize men cheating.
Okay.
But from creation, we are to date, I don't know whether we are going to stop. I don't know how we are going to do it. It's almost impossible. Yes, we can minimize it.
Okay.
When women listen to some of the challenges we are raising here, and our wives address the issues head on, it can go down. But to stop cheating,
I doubt.
No.
You know, the examples that we follow in the Bible, the examples like you brought in.
Let's be realistic. It is almost
number
impossible.
them from Abraham to Jacob to Jacob had 4, and yet he would still go to prostitutes.
And even go and
no, several of. I mean, if you go to the Bible, we won't finish.
It's serious.
And like I've even said, just us here in the studio, is that if you go down there, talk to 10 men, you hear most of them saying their father they have steps. It is.
This one is more like a generational blessing.
Yeah, it's something. So I'm sure we need to do research more into it. But for us to assume that it should stop, I'm sure that's when the word will come to an end.
So this one, prayer cannot stop it.
Really?
Oh no.
Let me ask you.
Mr. Bible no I say. Mr. Bible no I say. For lack of knowledge,
my people perish.
This is not prayer. This is not prayer. So this one is hardcore knowledge. When we're a woman, learn to respect your husband. Learn to appreciate your husband.
Right.
Learn to give your husband sex.
Respect
when you can. Not always I'm tired. Do what is right. And the man wants to do that.
Sex.
Yeah. You know, there should be good love.
Mr. T, do you know there are some women they have a schedule for men, the husbands. So you do it Monday, and you do it like Wednesday, and maybe you do it like Sunday. Any other day when you make that was it 2-3 weeks ago? I think myself and Steve we were talking, and a guy just made a comment. Guy just make a comment. I didn't want for more. No, I can't wash it. On father no more. No, I can't wash it.
You know, but it's technically
feeling that this is I should tell you that your pastors are listening to you.
Oh yes. Feeling should have been here. Feeling that it should have been part of the panel. Philip should have been here, pa.
Well, pastors no more.
So, Mr. T, and I'm sure the pastors know, Mr. T. Now, modern pastors are aware of these challenges. They are not being naive. They are not even naive. In the past, they knew, but Oma say, "Hoy and Kawasam," you know. They know it happens in the churches.
They know.
Pastor and Kawasam. Now it is becoming more open, and some churches, some pastors are confronting it.
I think one big issue is
One moment I will say, "Hey, this is your guest. I think they need salvation."
You see, Mr. T, you see, you know one thing, like that she just sent you. They are not paying attention. The why, you know, they are not paying attention. Why?
No, I think you know, women, and that is why women will forever struggle to understand men, and men will also forever struggle to understand women, and that is why the Bible said that we should dwell with each other according to what it didn't say love. Oh.
Yes.
It said knowledge. Because there's a lot to know about your partner, and if you miss that knowledge, you struggle.
Of course.
And I think, that's why I like the program we are having. And this is one of the reasons, platforms to know
Exactly
the opposite sex.
How many of the women know their husband's love language?
That's right.
And you see, one thing that we should also take a critical look at. Why do we think just because we started picking up Western lifestyle, everything will change? We are coming from families and our culture. 100 years back, the average household had 2-3 wives.
Yeah.
100 years back, even 50 years back, people would actually hand over their daughters to industrious men so that they would give offsprings who have those kind of traits.
Yeah.
So for instance, despite today probably would have had like 200 wives because people thought or people know that, okay, I want children like this in my bloodline. I want children who, so this thing of cheating, this thing of having a lot of women and all of that, it goes way back. It goes, and the reasons are different. You have side chicks whose moms are supporting. The moms will even go and beg the men for them when they are having issues, because they love. Even the mom appreciates who the daughter is going out with, while she knows that this is a married man.
That's true.
Because she loves who the person is, the character of the person. Even when children come in there, she's happy. She's having children who are going to come in her family with those kind of traits. The tendency that they can become as big as this person is so high. So this thing goes deeper into our culture. It's not just, like I said earlier, the marriage certificate will not stop this thing. The reasons go deeper
it's far,
and deeper.
far.
And I want to use this opportunity to appeal to our men.
Yes.
That cheating is not the best thing to do.
Thank you.
And in as much as it will be difficult for cheating to stop, I still want to tell them that it comes with its own consequences.
That's right.
Larry is doing damage control.
I'm not doing damage control. You see,
after the show, he has to go home.
There's nothing to go home and go and explain. We've spoken the facts, but back to what I was saying.
I have to issue a disclaimer. But I fear Mr. T made me do it.
We said that didn't you hear my last submission or the other one?
I'm coming home. Mr. T made me do it. So
I'm saying this one in respect to what Mr. T was saying. You know, Mr. T was asking Richard that, can men stop this? And Rich said it will be impossible, which I know is impossible. Men cannot stop cheating, but we can minimize it.
I understand.
Yeah, we can minimize it. Yeah, let's do
it this way.
All right.
You know, this is Father's Month, and we are wrapping up. This is Father's Month, and very soon we'll be celebrating Father's Day.
Yes.
So, as I said from the beginning, we are dedicating the show this month to listen to the men, to understand the men, to know the male speed. I mean, why is the man like that? So today's show is part of it. So if you've heard from the men, it's intentional. It's part of the Father's Month. So as we approach Father's Day, I mean, what is your advice for fathers in general? Let's take it from that point of view.
Okay.
So yeah, you were on that trend, so you can continue.
This is what I'll say. Fathers go through a lot, you know, and especially most responsible fathers. They go through a lot, and fathers need to be appreciated. It's not easy to be a father in this era. You know, the expenses, the emotional trauma, and all that. Since last week, you know, my last son was on admission, and if I tell you what I've gone through, you know, so as a father, we need a lot of love, you know, and at the same time, we should be responsible. You don't just open your zip, bring your stuff, and just dip into anything, and you think it makes you a father.
Damage control.
You have to. I'll ignore this one. You have to be more responsible.
Right.
The reason why we have a lot of stubborn, you know, and should I say, we smokers and all that, which is debatable though, is as a result of fathers were not responsible. You are the head of the family, and you need to take charge. I have this thing that I said, men, we are the head. Men, we are the head, not the tail.
Right.
So as a man, be more responsible. Pay attention to your family.
Right.
You know, some men are so ignorant to the fact that they can move from home, and for weeks and months, they will not even check what is happening.
Yeah.
And as a father, if you go out and you are coming, and your children cannot run to you and give you a hug, please check it. There are a lot of fathers who, when their kids hear them coming, they start running. A friend doctor told me that gone are the days when they hear the daddy coming, they put ice cubes on top of the TV, you know, so that daddy will know that the TV wasn't on. What kind of father are you?
Right.
As a father, you should try to bring your children together,
Right.
so that they become a better people.
Correct. Beautiful one. Yeah, Steve.
Yeah, I would like to say a big ups to fathers today. I think we are doing a great job. We should congratulate ourselves because looking at our fathers and the examples they set, I think that fathers today are doing much better. We are trying to give our children what we didn't get. A lot of fathers are going through a lot of sacrifices at work, the time they put in, the effort, even the time they put in at home. You know, being there for the kids. Today, children tend to go more towards fathers than the women even.
Very true.
And that is an example
That's true.
or the results of what men are doing today. So I would like to congratulate all men and say we should keep up the good work. The challenges are a lot. The temptation is a lot. You know, we are fighting against generational tendencies. We are fighting against temptations from today's world. It's what our fathers saw. We are not. I mean, what we are seeing, our fathers did not see. The challenges, the temptation, the level of temptations.
Yeah.
You know, today you are seeing BBLs and stuff like that. I'm sure, you know, enhancements and all of that. Something that will make your head turn around.
Yeah.
And yet we go out there and we come back home to our families. I think fathers today are doing a great job. We should congratulate ourselves, and the women should help us. We are not saying because of all of these reasons that we gave, we are going to be making
Especially
all those
this
mistakes.
month, they should be more focused.
We are only highlighting the challenges that we are fighting against.
Right.
To be what we are today.
Right.
So women should also appreciate that. And like I said again, congratulations to all men. Let's keep the good work to hold the family together, to love the kids. And
Perfect.
Yeah, Mr. Tim.
Yeah.
So two things, like Steve said, if you are a father, you must be responsible.
Right.
To your family and your children and your wife. You must be. It's a call. I mean, if you fail to do that, the consequences are dire. So every father must be responsible in keeping the home and showing leadership. That is first. Second, fathers are spirit to their children.
That's right.
And so most wives don't even know this, that they have to prepare their children to receive a father's blessings.
That's right.
Like Isaac's the dynamics.
Right.
You know, so sometimes the children don't get what they deserve from their fathers because the mothers do not create a platform for the children to tap into the blessings of a father. And so we should recognize that fathers are spirit. We ourselves should know, the wives should know, and then we can have impact on the children. I have a practice I do, and I wish that every father does. I regularly pray for my children. I mean, when I go home and my children are asleep, sometimes I lay hands on them, each of them, pray for them, because I understand it. I understand the spiritual magnitude of it.
Correct.
In the mornings, I call my children, I pray on them. I do it on like it's part of the system. I bless them.
Correct.
I use positive affirmations on them.
Correct.
Because when you're a father and you use words on your children, it will be on them. They will suffer the consequences.
Correct.
So children should also know. As at my age, Mr. Tiami, my mid-40s, I call my father is alive, 82, 83 this year. And anytime I speak to him, I tell him to bless me.
Right.
Because I know what it means to me.
Right.
I know what a father's word on a child is.
Right.
So fathers should be conscious about it. Being a father is that we should be conscious about how we bless our children,
Correct.
the words we use on our children. And finally, Mr. T,
Yeah.
there's something we call ultimate responsibility. When you're a man, how your child turns up, it's your ultimate responsibility.
That's right.
You don't spare it.
That's right.
I tell people that when your child goes to school and pick bad behavior, you should have systems at home to pick those bad behavior
Correct.
and smoothen and cut them
Right.
off. If you fail to do that, you are failed completely.
Right.
So fathers should own up. I discipline my children sometimes against my wife's will. She doesn't like it, but I have the ultimate responsibility
Right.
to raise up the child the way it should be,
Right.
so that when he grows,
Will not
he
depart.
does not depart from it.
Definitely. And as part of the Father's Day program or Father's Day series of programs, on the 29th of June, we'll be having a free prostate cancer screening for all men at Takrademo, and this is organized by Empire FM. So book it in your calendar. 29th June, free prostate cancer screening for all men at Takrademo. Before I wrap up, does anybody have a disclaimer before you go home?
Oh no,
There's nothing. There's
hope you
nothing
guys
like
are
that.
safe.
There's nothing like that.
I do. I fear Mr. T made me do it.
Mr. T, I'm actually writing a book. I know. Maybe you. I'm writing a book, and the book's title will come out. I'll invite you. 10 emotional, psychological, and medical reasons why every married man must have a side chick.
Hey, Richard,
I've left morals. Because I've told you my position on this. I've left morality out.
you're writing a book on
Yeah. This is scientifically researched. 10 emotional, psychological, and medical reasons why every married man must have a side
Please,
chick.
after writing it, let your pastor proofread it before he comes. And talking of pastors, I know today is the birthday of Reverend Frank Bill.
Sure.
So we acknowledge this great man of God.
Happy
Today is your
birthday.
Happy birthday.
Great man. He's a great man.
Frank Bill. Happy birthday to you. We acknowledge you, and of course we acknowledge your wife too, Lady Mrs. Emily Bill. And this is Family Talk, and this is what we do every Saturday from 6 a.m. to 8 a.m. And those who are asking for the tape and the repeat, please, it's happening tomorrow Sunday at 9 p.m. Tomorrow Sunday we'll do a repeat of the same show, Why Men Cheat, 9 p.m. So catch the repeat as well. On the show with me has been Mr. Steve Khan, Mr. Richard. Mr. Steve Khan is a businessman. Mr. Richard Kojo Enim, a management consultant, and Mr. Don Larry, a business development and events consultant. And they are all married men.
Responsible ones.
Responsible married men. Make no
13
mistake.
years and over.
Married, all of them married for over 10 years. So they spoke not just anything, they spoke out of a lot of experience and study. Thank you guys for thank you guys for honoring our invitation and for being bold to say all that is said.
Yes.
All right, this has been Family Talk. My name is Mr. T, and we had a wonderful discussion with Mr. Khan, Mr. Nim, and Don Larry on why men cheat. And before I go, I want to acknowledge my production team, David Asa, technical manager, always on board. And to you, the listeners, we appreciate your time and your ear. And please, if you want to connect offline, the number is 024-698-4691. That's Akorfa's number, 024-698-4691. And as I said from the beginning, this month is for fathers. So it will continue. Next week, we'll be looking at something more interesting. It's going to be the romantic man. What should the man do romantically at home so that he will not go out and cheat? So we'll meet same time next week. I say thank you for listening and God bless you.
Just let me state for the record, we're giving love.